The worlds of technology and finance are not places where upheaval occurs in a quiet manner. On the other hand, what if the most significant technological development of the decade is already in progress, taking place behind closed doors, away from regulators, retail investors, and even the mainstream cryptocurrency community? The topic of today's discussion is a stunning and perhaps momentous event that has occurred: the alleged acquisition of Ripple Labs by Microsoft, which would include a 30% ownership in XRP, which is widely considered to be one of the most powerful blockchain projects ever constructed. Cryptocurrency is no longer the only topic at hand. Specifically, this is about artificial intelligence, AI, Web3 infrastructure, and a firm that is worth $1 trillion betting on decentralization as a means of powering the next generation of cloud computing. You should fasten your seatbelts, because if what we are about to disclose is accurate, XRP may soon become the beating core of Microsoft Azure's artificial intelligence empire, and its price might explode beyond anything we have ever seen before. An internal document that was purportedly written by a high-level official working for Microsoft's Azure AI business was the source of the all-important leak that started everything. Apparently, Microsoft has completed a transaction for $50 billion to purchase 30% of Ripple Labs, as stated by the leak. The move is being portrayed as a strategic shift toward decentralized artificial intelligence infrastructure, with XRP and the XRP ledger being positioned as the payment and token layer for all Azure-based intelligence systems going ahead. Even more, the email goes so far as to claim that XRP will ultimately replace all existing Azure currencies. This suggests that Microsoft intends to phase out their own centralized solutions in favor of the decentralized design of XRPL. Audio in. At this point, let's discuss how this fits into the larger plan that Microsoft is pursuing. Under the leadership of Satya Nadella, Microsoft has evolved from a conventional software firm into a dominant force in artificial intelligence on a worldwide scale. Azure is now the second biggest cloud computing platform in the world, and its integration with OpenAI's technologies, such as GPT-4 and the ChatGPT-5 that is currently in the process of being launched, places it at the forefront of intelligent software. Audio in. However, despite its immense capability, Azure is confronted with a significant slowdown in its payment system. It is necessary to have a ledger that is capable of supporting micropayments, real-time settlements, and the interoperability of smart contracts in order to construct a fully global, decentralized, autonomous artificial intelligence system. Comes the XRP. The transaction throughput of XRP, which is over 3,500 transactions per second, in conjunction with its extremely low costs and scalability, makes it the ideal engine for artificial intelligence tokenization, model licensing, compute rents, and other various applications. This anticipated acquisition makes a great deal of sense with regard to this reason. Access to Azure's computational infrastructure is set to be tokenized in the near future. Consider the possibility of an artificial intelligence firm utilizing XRP to purchase training time on Microsoft's supercomputers, or a decentralized GPT-5 model that charges XRP for each query. The technology is there, the use case is enormous, and Microsoft, which is always looking forward, seems to be prepared to carry out the plan. Audio in. On the other hand, there is considerably more coal in this fire. Microsoft developers make mention to a new digital token that is referred to as RPX in a patent application that was discovered not too long ago. The system that is described in the patent, that is named Secure Tokenized Access Protocol for Cloud AI Workflows, is one in which decentralized tokens are utilized to authenticate, as well as to conduct transactions across AI compute environments. There is a notable similarity between the settlement language and the token design, which is reminiscent of XRPPL protocols. It has come to the notice of researchers that music, and one passage in particular, has captured their attention. Additionally, RPX tokens may be created and verified on infrastructure that is compatible with XRPPL. Despite the fact that Microsoft has not made any public statements on RPX, the patent is quite genuine, it has been published, and it is extremely explicit. Audio in. At this point, let's take a moment to discuss supply and demand. Those with knowledge of the matter claim that Microsoft's strategy calls for a significant burn of XRP tokens after the purchase. XRP's scarcity model should be aligned with long-term enterprise value, and the aim is to minimize the amount of supply that is circulating. There is a possibility that up to 40 billion XRP might be permanently withdrawn from circulation, according to the numbers that are circulating. In that case, there would be around 10 billion liquid tokens available worldwide, which would immediately result in a supply shock that analysts believe might cause XRP to skyrocket to $250 or even higher. Audio in. The attraction of XRP to institutional investors and hedge funds would also be increased by this sort of burn. As you are aware, many of these investors consider fixed supply assets to be digital gold in this day and age of artificial intelligence. It is not the first time that Microsoft has conducted experiments with blockchain technology. Tools for Ethereum on Azure were built by the company many years ago, but due to Ethereum's sluggish speeds, high gas prices, and lack of preparation for compliance, the platform was not a good fit for the long term. On the other hand, XRP provides Microsoft with all three resources that it needs: scalability at the enterprise level, regulatory clarity, and a public ledger that integrates with real-world applications are all included. The case that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) filed against Ripple has been resolved to a large extent, and XRP is no longer considered a securities for retail purposes. As a result, Microsoft is now free to go forward with a positive attitude. Consider the implications that this has for ChatGPT-5. OpenAI is owned by Microsoft to the extent of 49%. In the event that ChatGPT-5 is trained, hosted, and deployed through Azure, and Azure is now operating on XRPPL, then you are physically engaging with artificial intelligence through the XRP framework. Every single API request, every single complex job, and every single neural network inference might be settled using XRP. It is not only revolutionary, it is a game changer for the entire globe. XRP would not only function as a money, rather it would evolve into the language that robots speak. Audio in. To get a better perspective, let's take a step back. The pursuit of hype did not lead to Microsoft becoming a business worth $1 trillion. Strategic, data-driven, and typically ahead of the curve, its plays are a great example of this. In the event that they consider XRP to be the foundation for decentralized computing, tokenized access, and the deployment of AI models, it is quite probable that they have done the necessary calculations. They are aware of what is about to happen. Imagine a world in which blockchain technology and artificial intelligence truly combine, in which the cloud becomes distributed, and in which value is transferred not via banks but rather through programmable tokens such as XRP. As far as Ripple is concerned, this is confirmation of everything that they have been working on for the better part of a decade. Ripple has continuously positioned itself as the future of finance, whether it is through its involvement in litigation battles or its pioneering of CBDC technology. This means that it has the potential to become the cloud infrastructure of the future as well. It is possible that we will witness the most significant corporate cryptocurrency adoption event in the history of the world, if Microsoft provides its support and RPX tokens are introduced across all Azure platforms. Greater than PayPal, greater than Tesla, and even more than BlackRock in terms of its size. In addition, the potential benefits for those who possess XRP are without a doubt enormous. Microsoft's acquisition of 30% of XRP would immediately legitimize the